Hey friends, welcome back to another Vinyasa practice. We are in the beautiful Kalenzo Cafe's gardens in Whenua in the Coromandel. I've spent a lot of time growing up here as a child and I just absolutely love their gardens and orchards. If you're ever around the area, come give them a visit. Today we are practicing quite a lot of deep forward bends. We are going to be practicing at a little bit of a slower pace, but we still have some asana options that you may like to take to give yourself a little bit of a challenge. If you have a block nearby, you may want that. If you have a strap or something that you could use as a strap, like a pair of leggings, you may also like that as well, but both of these pieces are optional. It's just if you have it. We're going to get started lying down on our backs in a Supta Baddha Konasana. So just come down, brings the soles of the feet together and then lie yourself on your back. Knees come wide. If this already feels quite intense for you, you can always prop some blankets or pillows underneath your knees to support you. Or alternatively, you can have the knees knocking together and have the feet wide. The most important thing is that you feel comfortable. And if you haven't already, just starting to close down the eyes. Our forward bends are a really great way to become more introspective. So looking inwards, turning the gaze from an external gaze where we're looking, responding, reacting, to a place where we come inwards and just dive even deeper here. By the way, we are somewhat near a main road, so you may hear a few cars going in and out through the video. Let's take a couple of big breaths here. Breathing in through the three parts of our thoracic cavity, so the diaphragm, the ribs, and the chest. And then when you exhale, just bring everything back through center, softening down the body, letting go of any excess tension that may be holding you back. And just letting our breath be a tool throughout this practice, not only to dive even deeper into our asanas, but also to dive deeper within. It allows us to connect our mind with the present moment. It allows us to find a flow, to find that consistency that allows us to quieten down the mind. We'll take two more big breaths here and then we'll get started with our asana practice. Perhaps using the help of the hands, just take the outside of the thighs and gently lift the knees back through center. We're going to draw both of the knees into the chest, taking the hands around the shins, giving yourself a little bit of a squeeze. Perhaps even a rock from side to side. You might feel this massaging down the back, the lower back. A lot of our forward bends are can be very intense for the muscles of our back. So we're just making this quite gentle for the moment. If you wanted a little bit more, see if you can draw the nose up towards the knees. Maybe you stay here, or you could walk your hands down your forearms, perhaps even clasping for opposite elbows. Take two more breaths here. Big hip flexion, big knee flexion. And then when you're ready, just coming back down. If you do have a strap, this is a great time to use it. If you have the strap, no worries. If not, place it around your sole of the right foot. Now your left foot might be bent it might be lying down on the ground. What we're going to do is just bend and straighten the leg a few times. If you don't have a strap, you can have the hands around the back of the thighs or the calves or even the feet if you have a bit more space. And see if you can use one breath per movement. So perhaps breathing out as you extend and then breathing in as you descend. It's starting to bring some length down the back of the legs. See if you can flex your toes here a little bit. And then when you're ready, we're just going to transition this over towards the right. So maybe you walk your hand up the strap a little bit higher, place the left hand towards the left hip or towards the outside of the mat, and then take the foot over towards the right. Same thing, just bending the foot in and then out, remembering that the left leg can be extended or bent on the ground. So now we're opening a bit more of the adductors, so the insides of the legs. And see if you can notice the sensations that arise. Perhaps there may be places that feel a little bit tighter, places where you can extend a bit more. Try one more breath. Nice. And then coming back through center, take the left hand around the strap, flex the right foot, extend the right hand towards the side, and gently pull the left foot over towards the right foot over towards the left just a little bit. Keep both hips on the ground, so encourage that right hip to come down. Start to bend the right knee, press the right knee away as you draw the left foot in. So finding a reclined pigeon pose. You can also just have your right elbow on the thigh to encourage that knee out. And we'll try that a few more times. So exhaling to extend up and then inhaling to come back down. 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we'll swap to the other side. Man, I've just been saying beautiful a lot recently. Everything is just, yeah, if you watch all my videos, you'll notice that there are some things that I tend to repeat. We'll just start by extending the legs up and then come back down. If you ever want to know what your catchwords are, film yourself quite a few times and you will notice, you will see. 1 breath per movement here. Letting the breath flow in and out through ease, letting this movement come with ease, not judging anything that comes up, but accepting the body for where it is today. And then when you're ready, just taking the left hand a little bit higher towards the top of the foot. Right hand might come towards the hip as you extend the left foot out towards the left side. Again, same thing, drawing the foot in, perhaps even finding a happy baby type of configuration with the legs, and then extending back out. We'll try this a few more times. Trying to keep all of the body on the ground apart from that left leg. When you're ready, we're going to lift back up, transition through the center. Right hand comes onto the strap this time, left hand towards the hip or somewhere else. Extend the left foot towards the right just a little bit, flexing the foot, perhaps feeling a stretch down the side of the leg. We're going to try the same thing by pulling the left foot in to find a reclined pigeon. So left knee presses out, left foot pulls in, and then reset. So all of these movements are going to prepare us a little bit more for some forward bends today, because anytime we bend forward, generally speaking, it's a few different parts of the body that need to help each other. So we've got the upper back, the lower back, potentially the hamstrings, potentially the calf muscles, potentially the hips, all the things working together. Nice. Let's release the strap towards the side. We're going to come up onto our elbows, extend the feet out long. Actually, no, we're going to bring them in. So their feet hip width distance, elbows point behind you. Take a big breath in, try to lift the chest up towards the sky, draw the shoulder blades back. Option here to press through the heels to lift the hips, finding a reverse tabletop. Take one more big breath in to lift up tall. And then as you exhale, drop through the hips. Let's tip the knees over towards the right. Right arm comes out wide. Left hand is going to thread through towards the right elbow. Can you drop your chest here? So this is quite a deep twist for the spine. The further you walk the hand over towards the right, the more deep the twist is going to be. Use your next inhalation, come back through center, reset in your forearm reverse tabletop, and then when you're ready, lifting the hips again if you would like, otherwise keeping down on the ground. Keep pressing the shoulders onto the back body, lifting through the heart space. One more big breath in. As you exhale, drop through the hips. We're going to turn the knees towards the left now. Spin the left hand out wide and then thread the right hand through towards the left. Drop through the chest. Try one more breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, come back through center. We're going to press up onto our hands, extend the legs out long. Take a big breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, fold yourself forward into your Paschimottanasana. Now, this is probably going to feel quite stiff to begin with, and that is totally okay. Just using your breath to find what range of movement we have here. We are going to be doing this again later in our practice, so just take a note of how this feels right now. Let's try maybe about 3 more breaths. Using your inhale to maybe lift up a little bit taller, and then using your exhale to pull forward and deepen here. When you're ready, we're going to lift ourselves up, cross over our feet, come onto our hands, spread the fingertips wide, tuck onto the toes, lift your hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here to perhaps pedal out the feet, dropping one heel down, dropping the other heel down, drawing the chest through. So again, just warming up the different components of our body, and our down dog is a perfect move for that. Not only lengthens through the lower body, it lengthens through the spine, the upper body, the chest, as well as creating some engagement. Let's find a little bit of stillness. We're going to try some cat-cows, but in our down dog position. We're going to start with our cat to begin with. Bend the knees, see if you can draw the chest towards the thighs, pull the armpits towards the knees. Big breath in, and then as you exhale, lengthen the hips up, lift the eye gaze, draw the chest back down. When you're ready, inhale, round and pull through, lift up high onto your toes, and then as you exhale, send the hips up, drop the heels down, lift the eye gaze. One more time, so inhale, press away through the hands, draw the belly button into the spine. As you exhale, lower the heels, look forward. Nice, find your way back to neutral, so somewhere in between that cat and cow. On your next breath in, can you sweep your right toes high, 3-legged dog? Then bend the knee and open the hips slightly, but keep the foot close towards the glute. Right shoulder spins down. Try flex your right foot here. Take a big breath in. Can you lift your eye gaze? Try draw your foot closer towards your head. And then as you exhale, round yourself forward. Draw the right knee into the nose. Inhale, kick back. Draw the heel back towards the head. Look forward. As you exhale, draw the right knee towards the nose again. Round yourself forward. Last time, inhale, kick back. And then as you exhale, bring the right foot down. We're going to try that on the left side this time. So use your next breath in, sweep the left toes high, and then as you exhale, bend to the knee, bring the foot close towards the glutes, draw the left shoulder down. Start to flex the left foot. Big breath in as we lift the eye gaze. Draw the left foot close towards the head, soften the right knee. As you exhale, roll yourself forward, draw the left knee towards the nose, round through the upper back. Inhale to kick, back, look forward, foot close to the head. Well, and then as you exhale, round forward, foot towards the direction of the head, I should say. Inhale, last time, look forward. As you exhale, lower yourself towards the ground. Use your next breath in to walk yourself towards the top of the mat. We're going to bring the feet hip width distance here. Draw the chin in towards the chest. Fold yourself forward, maybe taking a little shift from side to side. And then take your feet a little bit wider towards the edges of the mat. If you can reach your peace fingers around your big toes, then go for it. If you can't, that's no worries at all. Take a big breath in. See if you can lift your chest up, shoulders back, and then as you exhale, bend the knees and tip yourself back into your Malasana squat, your hips back. So you're using the pressure of the fingers around the big toe to lift yourself up, and then trying to pull the shoulder blades back as well. Let's take one more breath in this position. Option to stay here. You can always come back up and rest, or if you wanted a little bit more, either using the strap or no strap, hold on to the strap about shoulder width distance. Keep the knees pressing out over the toes. Can you use your next breath in to sweep the hands up high, keeping the shoulders back? Maybe you take the hands a little bit wider on the strap and try to circle your hands behind you. Whew, getting pretty challenging here. Use your next breath in, come back up. As you exhale, can you pull your hands as far forward as you can, round through the upper back. Imagine like the heart was trying to pull to the back of the mat. And then when you're ready, releasing the strap or just your hands, press through the hands, lift yourself up into your Uttanasana, your forward fold. Just stay here for a couple of rounds of breath. Letting the forehead hang heavy, the crown of the head hang heavy. Let's walk the feet back underneath the hips. Hands come to the hips, take a big breath in, lift the chest up in line with the hips. As you exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale to rise, lift the arms, lift the eye gaze. And then as you exhale, just bring the hands through heart center. Take a couple of moments to perhaps even close down the eyes. Tune in with the breath. Just reminding ourselves of this introspection. So becoming aware of the different facets of us. Noticing when things arise and not trying to judge them or push them away or avoid them, but noticing and acknowledging. And then if you recognize that the thoughts or the patterns, the samskaras, the habits that come up do not serve you right at this moment, you always have the choice, the power to let this go. Use your next breath in. See if you can sweep both hands high into your Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, bend your knees and tip yourself forward, Uttanasana. Hands come to the shins. Inhaling, halfway lift, shoulders back. As you exhale, hands come towards the ground. Step yourself back into your plank position. Press out of the ground, scoop the belly button in towards the spine. Use a breath in to shift the weight forward. Either on your knees or your toes, bend the elbows and lower yourself halfway. Big breath in to press through the ground, open for your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And then as you exhale, come up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And then use your next breath in to walk up towards the top of the mat again. Feet hip width distance or toes together, heels apart. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Keep drawing the crown of the head down, belly button towards the spine. Use your next breath in, bring the hands to the shins, lift yourself through with the back body. As you exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale to rise, sweeping the arms, press through the palms, extend through the spine. As you exhale, hands come by the sides. Beautiful. Start to shift the weight into the left foot. We're coming into a little bit of a main sequence here. A main sequence. Right knee comes up towards the chest. Can you clasp your hands around the shins, pull that knee towards you. Now you can stay here, take a little baby back bend, and or whatever you want to do. See if you can draw the nose in the direction of the knee. And you'll notice, especially if you're leaning back slightly, the hip flexors are firing quite a bit here. Take one more breath. Keep lifting it out of the ankle. And then when you're ready, come back through neutral. Keep the right foot knee extended as you draw it towards the side. Keep lifting out of the spine. Big breath in, sweep the left hand high. As you exhale, side bend that left hand over towards the right. Draw the shoulder blades down the spine. Ribs towards the hips slightly, so we're engaging through our core. One more breath here. When you're ready, take a long step back with the right foot. Turn the right toes out slightly, heel lands down. Big breath in as we sweep both hands behind you, clasp the hands together, draw the knuckles down. As you exhale, start to tip yourself forward into your Vottanasana. Now you can just keep yourself up a little bit higher. At any time you want to release your hands or bring a block down to help support you, you're more than welcome to. We want to encourage that left hip to come back and the right hip to come forward. If it feels comfortable, you could try to draw the chin towards the chest. It's okay if you have a little bend in your back for this. Let's try one more breath here. Use your next breath in, come back through center. We're going to turn towards the right side of the mat. Both knees turn out, toes turn out. Big breath in. As you exhale, slide the hands down your thighs, turn the fingers in. We're going to drop the right shoulder towards the side. See if you can spin the left shoulder behind you. Use your next inhale, come back through center. As you exhale, left shoulder comes down, right shoulder comes up. One more time each side. So inhale through center, exhale to drop. It's okay if you dump some weight into your hands here. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, left shoulder. Beautiful. Come back through center on an in-breath. This time, as we exhale, start to transition the weight towards the right heel. Bend the right knee out over the toes. Extend the left foot away from you, Skandasana. Left toes turn up, left knee turns up. See if you can take a big breath in to lift tall through your spine. As you exhale, maybe the hands to heart center. Can you press that right knee out over the toes? One more breath here. Shoulders pull back. And then land the hips towards the ground. Draw the right knee towards the left knee. Big breath in, lift up tall. As you exhale, walk yourself forward over your left and right knee. If this is a lot for your right knee joint here, then just come back up. You can swap your right inner foot towards the thigh. Or sit up on a block. One more breath. Use your next breath in, walk yourself up high, turn the right foot back down. We're going to lift ourselves back up into our Skandasana, but then turn towards the back of your mat. Your front foot is in the center of the mat, hands frame out the foot. Then peel the inside edge of your right foot off. Your right knee drops towards the side, left knee comes down. So we're coming into like a funky pigeon variation here. See if you can shift your weight forward and back slightly, just a little bit. Maybe hips side to side. Take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, place the right foot back towards the ground, tuck onto the left toes. Use your next breath in to step the left foot in between the hands. As you exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Lead with the crown of the head, maybe eye gaze lifts. As you exhale, fold again. Inhale to rise, sweep the arms. Find that extension through the spine. And then as you exhale, hands come towards the heart center. And then down towards Tadasana, palms face forward. We're going to transition the weight into, yes, the right foot this time. I have to think about that. Start to draw the left knee towards the chest. Hands clasped around the shins. Take a big breath in to lift up tall. As you exhale, slight lean back. Option here to draw the nose in the direction of the knee while still leaning back. So finding that quite strong sensation through the right hip flexor here. One more breath. Keep lifting out of the right ankle. Come back to neutral on an in-breath, left hand around the shin. As you exhale, open that left knee towards the side. You can touch down at any point. Inhale, sweep the right hand high. As you exhale, take a little side bend, right hand towards the left side. Reaching up and out of the waist. Draw the shoulders down. One more breath here. And then release the right hand down. Long step back with that left foot. Turn the toes out slightly, left heel plants. Sweep the hands behind again. Clasp the hands, big breath in. Open through the chest. Bring the palms together. As you exhale, if you can, as you exhale, try to dive your chest down towards the thighs. Left hip forward, right hip back. This is quite intense with the hands off. So remember, you can always bring the hands towards the shins to lift you up a little bit higher. Come to a block or 2 blocks. However this feels best in your body here. Parsvottanasana. Use your next breath in, come through center, turn the left toes out, turn the right toes out, goddess squat. Big breath in, hands come in. As you exhale, drop the left shoulder in first. Dive the hips, draw the right shoulder back. Inhale through center. As you exhale, right shoulder down, look over the left. Inhale through center. We're gonna go straight into our skandasana left side. So bring your hips towards the left heel, slide that right foot away, turn the right toes up. You might be a little bit higher with your hands on the ground and maybe the hips, the heel off. Just find where this works for your body. Shoulders pull back. One more breath. Maybe you engage through the right quadricep. Well, you should engage through the quadricep. When you're ready, drop the hips down. Turn the left knee so it faces towards the right knee. Big breath in through the nose. Try to lift up tall through the spine. As you exhale, walk yourself over your right foot. Now, if you're pretty bendy and you're got quite a bit of space, feel free to take your hands around the foot, or you could try and reach, clasp opposite wrists, or even work yourself down a little bit further into your forearms. Take one more breath here. Again, using your in-breath to fill up and lengthen, and then using your exhale to deepen you into this forward fold. Walk your hands back. We're going to place the left foot back towards on the ground. Big breath in to lift into the skandasana, and then as you exhale, walk towards the front of the mat. Frame out the left foot. Drop the right knee down and then peel the inner of the left foot up, dropping the left knee towards the side. Little shift from side to side or forward and back, whatever feels good here. You can also play with straightening and closing off of the leg. I feel that for me that's a little bit clunky in the hips. But if it feels good for you, then maybe you do that. One more breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, place the left foot back down, tuck onto the right toes. Use your next breath in to set the right foot in between your hands. As you exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, shoulders back. As you exhale to fold, if you have a strap, bring it with you. Inhale, rise, lift the arms. As you exhale, hands by the sides. We're going to repeat that first flow one more time each side, but this time we change a few things up, take some stuff out. Few different options. Use your next breath in, transition the weight into the left foot, draw the right knee up into the chest, hands come around the shins. Now, first option again is to draw the nose towards the knee. If you wanted a little bit more, you could take the strap around the right foot, walk your hands down as far as you can, and then kick the right heel away. This is our Ekapada Hasta I keep messing this one up. Padangustasana. I probably said that last part wrong, I'm sorry. Option to stay here, right toes flex back, or take a big breath in. As you exhale, see if you can draw the nose down towards the knee. Another option here is to take your right peace fingers around your right big toe and drawing it up. Quite a big challenge here. Round through the upper back slightly. Draw the belly button into the chest, take one more breath. Option to tap down or lift yourself up, left hand towards the left hip. Can you see if you can take that right foot out towards the right side of the mat? Option with the strap, option with the knee, up to you. Maybe you see if you can take your eye gaze towards the left. Can you flex through the right foot here? Take one more breath, with or without the strap. And when you're ready, long step back into your goddess squat, straight into it. Big breath in, sweep the hands high. As you exhale, open the elbows wide, sink deep. Inhale to lift up, turn the toes in, heels out. As you exhale, dive yourself forward into your Prasarita Padottanasana. So maybe you shift your hips from side to side here. Again, using your breath in to lift and lengthen, and using your exhale to tip from the hips, bending the knees. If your head can touch the ground here as an indication that your feet are a little bit too close. Too far apart. Can you walk them a little bit closer? One last variation here is to walk your fingertips over towards the right side of the foot or the mat. Keep trying to pull that left hip back, left shoulder down. One more breath. Walk your hands back through center, turn the right toes towards the back corner of the mat. Big breath in. As you exhale, Skandasana, right hip or hips over the right heel. Hands might come to heart center. One other option here is to drop the hips down, lean over towards the left hand or left elbow comes on the inside of the left leg, and you try reach the right hand up and over. Or you can take your left hand towards your right ankle and reaching the right hand maybe forward towards the left toes, or you're just somewhere in between. Take one more breath here. Use your next breath in, come back through center, press through the right heel to lift yourself up, turn towards the back of your mat. Now we're going to find either our funky pigeon variation, or you can go into your full pigeon. So draw the right knee towards the right wrist, hit square to the ground. Just to counter our forward bends, see if you can take your left foot towards your left hand. If you can't quite meet, this is a great time to use your strap and loop the left foot around and pull yourself closer. If you are taking this variation, see if you can tip forward with this. Keep encouraging that left shoulder and left hip to come down. Maybe if you've got space, the right elbow can come down, only if that left hip is pretty down as well. With our forward bends, we do a lot of hip flexion, so we just want to make sure that we have a couple of asanas in there to counter that with extension as well. Let's try one more breath. If you've got the left foot, let's release it. Come onto your right sit bone and swing your left leg around. Both legs extend out towards the back of your mat. Take a big breath and try lift up tall through the spine. As you exhale, walk yourself forward into your Paschimottanasana. So this is our second time that we're here in our practice. And see if there have been any shifts physically. Perhaps you can find yourself in a deeper expression of this asana. Again, if you're pretty bendy and you've got quite a bit of space to use, this is a great time to use your block. Something that I like to do in my practice is to take the block around the ends of the feet and just taking it to the level which challenges me on that day. Just making it as an extension. But if you feel any pain or you're forcing yourself into one of these variations, then please let it go. These asanas come with ease and practice and consistency. Let's take 2 more big breaths here in whatever variation you are in. Inhale, come back through center. As you exhale, we're just going to take our feet close towards our hips, knees come wide. See if you can rock yourself forward into your Uttanasana, your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. As you exhale, fold yourself again. Inhale to rise, sweep the arms. Squeeze the glutes slightly to activate through the hip flexors. As you exhale, hands come down. Now if you use the strap on the other side, just pick it up, bring it again. Otherwise, hands around the knees. Find your variation of choice. So strap comes around the left foot if you are taking it. Big breath in, try to extend through the left foot. And then as you exhale, option here to curl through the upper spine, drawing the nose in the direction of the knee. Keep drawing the belly button in. Can you press away with the right foot? Flex through the left toes. If you can quite easily take the grasp of the foot, feel free to lose the strap and just use your hands. Use your next inhale, come back through center, either knee bent or long. Can you draw that left foot over towards the left side of your mat? And then shift the eye gaze down your right shoulder. Shoulders pulled back. Keep extending away with the left heel. Draw the belly button in, feeling all the center line, your midline engaged here to keep you in balance. If you've got the strap around the foot, let's release it. Take a long step towards the side. Loose the strap, big breath in. Exhale, elbows come wide, goddess squat. Pull the elbows back, shoulders back. Inhale to lift, turn the toes in. As you exhale, tip yourself forward. Prasarita Padottanasana. Second side, maybe a shift from side to side feels good. If you took the walk with the hands on the other side, we're going to walk our hands over towards the left. Keep trying to draw the right hip back, right armpit down. One more breath here. So bringing a little bit more intensity down the right side body as well as the left hamstring as well. Come back through center, turn the left toes towards the top left corner of the mat. Start to send the hips down towards the left heel. Draw the right toes high. Again, maybe you stay up and practice in your Skandasana, or you can drop your hips down. Right hand might extend out towards the ground or clasp the left heel, and then see if you can side bend the left hand up and over. Keep revolving that right shoulder underneath. Left shoulder reaches behind you. Keep flexing the right foot to engage to the back of the leg. One more breath here. Can you press your left knee away a little bit further? Inhale, come back through center. As you exhale, lift up into your Skandasana. Start to turn towards the top of your mat again, either finding your funky pigeon variation or find your full pigeon variation by dropping the left knee towards the left wrist, walking yourself back. Maybe you just fold yourself forward or grab the right foot or the strap around the foot and start to lean yourself forward as well. Two more big breaths here. So release the right foot. We're going to turn towards the right side of our mat. We're coming into our kind of second peak pose. So we had Paschimottanasana, and now we're coming into our Upavista Konasana, so our wide-legged forward fold. Take a big breath in. You can always sit up onto a block here. As you exhale, you might walk yourself forward. You might just hold yourself back. See how far you can walk forward while keeping the knees up and keeping the lower back long. It may not be far, and that's okay. Once you've reached that space where you can't keep the spine any longer, see if you can curl up through the upper back ever so slightly. And again, using that breath as a tool to deepen ourselves into this practice. Not just on a physical level, but on a more subtle level as well. And see what happens when you close down the eyes and you listen inwards. What do you hear? One more cycle of breath here. Big, big, big breath. Perhaps even a hold at the top. And then a big exhale out. Beautiful. Let's walk our way up. Everything is so beautiful today. I'm going to sweep that right foot in front. And perhaps you take your feet wide on the mat and just shift the knees from side to side. We're going to find our way very soon down onto our backs. But before we do, can we find a cross-legged position? So finding our Sukhasana, lifting up tall through the spine, and then maybe we close down the eyes. Hands might rest in the lap or the palms. And before we head down on our back, let's practice a few rounds of pranayama. What we'll do is that we'll breathe in for 6 counts, breathe out for 6 counts, and then hold at the bottom for six counts. And that hold, that retention at the bottom is to encourage that depth, that release, that let go, the relaxation, which sometimes we require more within forward bends. It's a more grounded energy. And we'll do that about 4 times. Let's all exhale fully. Start to breathe in through the nose for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Hold at the bottom 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last 2 rounds on your own time. Once you've done your 2 rounds, just returning back to neutral breath. Perhaps we crack open the eyelids again. And then just slowly lower back to our elbows. Bring the feet hip-width distance. Spread the fingertips wide. We've been here before. Use a breath in to press through the heels, lift through the hips, squeeze the glutes. Shoulders press onto the back body. And then exhale to lower, drop the knees towards the right, spin the right hand open, thread the left hand through, drop the chest down. If you want a little bit of a deeper twist, see if you can take that left foot behind you a little bit more. One more breath. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, recenter. Big breath in, press through the heels, lift through the hips. Last time, squeeze the glutes. Exhale to lower. Draw the knees over towards the left. Inhale. As you exhale, draw the right hand towards the left. Again, if you want a deeper twist, see if you can walk that right foot up ever so slightly. Inhale back through center. As we exhale, come down onto your back. Draw the knees into the chest. Hands might come around the shins. Or if you wanted that extra little bit, you could draw the nose up towards the knee. Maybe take the hands down the forearm, maybe to opposite elbows. Just noticing any space that's been created. And then when you're ready, just lying down towards the ground. If there are any other asanas that you'd like to take before we rest in our shavasana, then please do. Otherwise, just finding a position that feels comfortable for you. Closing down the eyes. Letting go of any tension in the body, but also in the mind, in the heart. Just for the next few minutes, can you surrender to this present moment? Not needing to do anything, be anyone, apart from just being here on your mat and breathing. Enjoying what it feels like to be in this human body, this human mind. I'll let you know when it's time to transition out. Start to breathe a little bit deeper. If you've noticed that your mind is floated away, just acknowledge where it's gone to. Acknowledge the path that it's traced down, knowing that every path is there for a reason, more or less. But we can also choose what thoughts appear or what thoughts do not appear, or where we can bring our attention. And so if you feel like the thoughts that you're thinking are not serving you at the moment or are not helpful for this practice, because we're still practicing here, then know that you always have the opportunity, whenever you are aware of these thoughts, to let them go. Let's start to bring some movement back into our body. So maybe wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingertips. Moving in any shape or way that feels good. Just letting the intuition guide you, not trying to think about it too much. And then when you're ready, just finding a way into your seat. Just taking your time to get there, not feeling like you need to rush. Closing down the eyes once you've landed in your seat. And before we finish our practice, just bring the hands towards your heart center. Are you able to perhaps ask yourself, going off my mat, is there anything that I need? Is there anything that I can bring into my day, my night, that will help serve me? Is there any action, any person? Is there any thing that I can bring in intentionally? And the best thing that we can do for ourselves is honor this and make sure that we do prioritize ourselves so that we do have energy to give to others and to the other things that we can give into our lives. Thank you so much for practicing with me. If you enjoyed the practice or if you wanted to see anything different, if you didn't like the practice, then I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for moving with me, breathing with me. And I look forward to practicing and sharing the gift of yoga with you again sometime soon. Namaste.